Okay, the Redevelopment Agency meeting of November 15, 2006 is called to order. This meeting has been properly noticed and posted in compliance with the open meeting law. Item number 3 is approval of final minutes by reference to the regular Redevelopment Agency meeting of October 4, 2006. May I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Yes, Your Honor, no additions or deletions. I'll make a motion for approval of the minutes, please.
Thank you. Let's vote, please. Post. Motion carries. Thank you. Before you start, Mr. Adams, there were a group of folks who were here earlier who were sort of milling around, and I suggested that they take a seat. Are they going to appear, or does anybody know? Yes. Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure that nobody feels they're being excluded. All right. Thank you, Mr. Adams. Item number 4 is abeyance. Item discussion and possible action regarding an estoppel certificate to MidFirst Bank concerning the owner participation agreement dated October 16, 1987 with Westar Charleston Associates. This is in Ward 3.
Scott Adams, Director of the Office of Business Development. At the last RDA board meeting, I brought before you a matter regarding approval of an estoppel certificate concerning the sale of a property at 1270 Burnham, that being the sale of an apartment complex to a new owner. The estoppel certificate was requested by the bank that's financing the transaction. At that meeting, our RDA board member Reese expressed concern about there was maybe some concern about the project going from a senior housing project to a conventional apartment project. We've researched the matter, and we've been able to find that in both the regulatory entitlements that were granted to this site, that in order for the new owner to transfer the site to something other than senior housing, they would have to go through a rezoning, a site development review process. And then we've even looked into the old owner participation agreement, which we're really basically a stopping here. That agreement contains a use covenant restricting use of the apartments to senior housing through the year 2026. I'm very comfortable that we have the restrictions in place that would maintain it as senior housing, and then should they want to change it to other than senior housing, they would have to come back through us at a couple places for approval. I would recommend that we move forward with approval of the estoppel, and maybe a condition added to that, that I transmit with the estoppel a letter simply pointing out to the lender that that use covenant exists within the agreement, and we expect that to continue through the year 2026.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions of Mr. Adams?
Comment, please.
Yes.
I feel very comfortable, doing what you ask, but I don't feel very comfortable without having talked to these people at all, any way, shape, or form. I would like to talk to them before we do this and just ask them what are their plans,
okay,
so I can feel comfortable in doing what they're asking. I think it should have been imperative that they at least contact the city and tell us what they'd like to do with this project.
Okay.
Just buying it, transferring it over to them, and I've had many calls. I've got letters that are very, very long. I got people over on Section 8 housing that are concerned about, there's talk about they're going to be asked to be leaving. This is just an example here. I've had probably 15 or 18 calls in my office, people being that have lived there for 15 or 18 years being asked to move. I've had conversations with some of the older managers of this complex that say that they are going to try to take it into a come one, come all apartment complex. And I don't feel like that's the right thing to do. So I would like to have them present at one of the meetings when we do this, so that we can ask them these type of questions, put these things on record.
We'll certainly, we can certainly convey that to the owner and ask that they contact you and be here at...
I make a motion, Your Honor, to hold this in abeyance until our December the 6th meeting, please.
All right, that's the motion. Let's vote, please. Post.
Thank you.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks, Scott.
Sure. All right, this is the time for citizens' participation. Public comment during this portion of the agenda must be limited to matters within the jurisdiction of the Redevelopment Agency. No subject may be acted upon by the Redevelopment Agency unless that subject is on the agenda and is scheduled for action. If you wish to be heard, come up to the podium and give us your name for the record. How many people plan to speak during this portion of the meeting? Okay, then we'll put a three-minute time clock on. That's fine. Be happy to hear from you.
Tom McGowan, Las Vegas resident. In preface, has anybody on the dais ever heard of an alcoholic pilot? Don't respond to that. Successful redevelopment depends upon effective address and resolution of the following issues, including, among others, homelessness, the Annapolis, the downtown entertainment overlay district, the arts district, high-rise development, public mass transit, and the FAA's right turn flight paths over the city of Las Vegas. You were told about this long before, many, many months ago. You had opportunities to address this and resolve it then, but you haven't done that. All of those issues and more will be resolved completely and permanently following the municipal elections in 2007, in which I'll be a candidate for election to public office as mayor of the city of Las Vegas, Nevada. Don't all applaud at once. Sit tight, but guaranteed I'll be there, and I will address and resolve these issues completely and permanently. Thank you.
Okay, would anybody else like to be heard now?
Beatrice Turner, West Las Vegas, and I would like to speak on Councilman Reese. You're building 55 senior units in your area. I'm saying building those senior units, I hope that those senior units, them bathrooms, are fixed where seniors can use them, with bars in the bathrooms, with the adjustable shower heads. The biggest fear a senior have is falling in the bathroom. So if they're going to make this a senior complex, they make sure that those bathrooms are where handicapped people can use them, seniors who done had strokes. It ain't going to cost them much to put them adjustable shower heads and them bars in those bathrooms. So
Not the overhead at this point. This is not applicable.
So
Who did that? Use your head.
So can you please make sure those bathrooms are set up? The next thing that I have to say to the Honorable Mayor, you know, we don't have the brightest president in the world, but, you know, for a whole month he was saying Rumsucker wasn't going nowhere. Then the day after the election, he said, well, it's time you go, Rumsucker. I'm going to bring in somebody else. So now you need to take heed of that. The election is over. It's time that you step to the plate and say what's right when it comes to that Housing Authority Board. So you need to do like our president did when it came to Rumsucker. So you do what's right when it comes to that Housing Authority Board. Because look, I don't have anything to do but take care of elderly people and show up down here at the city council meeting. So now I know you don't be want to see me because I don't be want to see you too often. So please handle that so I won't have to take out of my time and take my quarters and spend $10 to park to come down here. So you handle that, okay, Oscar? And you, Councilman Reese, you please make sure those senior apartments, them bathrooms, are set up for seniors. When they have nurses that come in and have to take care of them, that is already in there. It ain't going to cost them that much to put it in there. So they need to take care of that and handle that. I appreciate that because I might have to end up going work with a senior in that area. And also, my son told me that he came to tow a car for you, and he told you that he was my son. Now, do believe the children don't act like their mama, so I want you to know that they don't act nothing like their mama, except the daughter.
Thank you.
And she's speaking next.
Yes, ma'am?
Yes, my name is Roxanne Lewis, and I'm coming down here to present pictures of a beating by Metro.
Let me ask you this, ma'am. Where did the beating take place?
Spring Point.
Where's Spring Point?
It's off of Walnut and Cheyenne.
Is that in the redevelopment area?
Yes.
I don't think it's in the redevelopment area. It's in North Las Vegas. It's not in our city.
No, it's Las Vegas, 89115.
Yeah, it's not in our city, ma'am, and it's not in the redevelopment area, so it would be beyond the open meeting law for us to allow this to take place at this time. Now, we do have public comment on matters that are not limited to redevelopment at the end of our afternoon session, and we hear from people at that point in time, but I would be shirking my responsibility if I allowed you to talk about this at this point.
Your Honor, my name is James Meyer.
Yes.
I'm a civil rights attorney.
Yes, sir.
And I understand your concern with regard to the timing of this speaking. Hopefully, the City Council, by approval or recommendation of the mayor, could actually allow them just 3 minutes to talk about...
I can't under the open meeting law, sir. If I could, I would certainly consider that, but I'm not allowed to. It's mandatory. It says must be limited to matters.
Okay. Well, I understand that, but, Your Honor, I hope that, the Mayor, that at least y'all can get a copy of these pictures to see.
I'm happy. If you want to hand them up to me, I'm happy to accept those. There's no problem
The only
with
point
it.
I'm trying to make is that I have written you specifically with regard to Metro's killing, murdering, and executing people in the city of Las Vegas. I've also had an opportunity to speak with Councilman Weekly about it. We recognize that the city only finances Metro with Clark County. However, you remember during the Republican regime it said follow the money. We're hoping that this city takes note of the murdering that's going on and to deal with it. Councilman Weekly, we'd just like to ask your public help in connection with this issue.
We're always happy to hear from our constituents. We're happy to hear from our constituents in our office.
Yes.
I have coffee with the mayor every third Friday. It's coming up this time. I meet with anybody who wants to meet with me. I will meet with folks down here in the council chamber.
Can we get an appointment to talk with you about it?
I'm telling you right now what the schedule is. Okay. You're more than welcome to come here at I believe, at 10 o'clock on Friday. It's the third Friday. I open up the council chambers here. We have staff here. You're more than happy to talk to me at that time. That's a way that I make myself available to the public because, believe it or not, I do work a little bit, and I do have a schedule that I have to maintain. But if people want to see me, they could always see me either at Coffee with the Mayor, and that this week it's going to be 7:30 in the morning on Friday up at Oki and Rainbow at the Starbucks, I think.
Councilman, can we ask you to help set up a meeting with the mayor?
Or at 10 o'clock right here.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm asking Councilman Weekly if we can get...
Well, that's not the time to ask him. Ask him afterwards, please, because I have to comply with the open meeting law. I don't want to go beyond it, please.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir. And I'm happy to receive the pictures. If you want to give me those pictures, I'm happy to see them.
Yes, sir.
My name is Jerry M. Neal, and I am the president of the Marble Manor Resident Council, a development housing authority. I have two reasons for being here today, and one, I would like to start off thanking Mr. Ross for, I know he's done some things to help make things right over at the Housing Authority. I'm not sure if he did everything, but I believe that he has done some things. And Mayor Goodman, I would like to thank you also. I'm quite sure you probably have allowed and probably lent some assistance there. And I don't know about my brother Weekly over there, but anyway, I'd like to thank him too because I think he may have done some things to try to make things a little better in public housing. Yet we are still faced with issues in public housing that needs to be viewed and looked at. In particular, we are dealing with the finances for redevelopment in public housing. The main issue I'd like to address first is redevelopment as far as a grocery store in and on the west side of Las Vegas, Nevada. There is a belief among the residents and the voters in West Las Vegas that the reason we don't have a grocery store there is because of hidden agendas and contractors and people who have special interests in obtaining the land that's located in and around the West Las Vegas area. We need a grocery store on our side of town just like every other community has to promote economic development and to give us a chance to be able to grow and become a self-sufficient neighborhood. We have the highest prices, and we suffer from the lack of jobs there too. I have no problem with my Mexican brothers But I do have a problem if these Mexican brothers of mine began to take jobs from us who are illegal, and we have to be left trying to do the best we can without a potato. In other words, we have a lot of people that's coming through the legal systems for selling drugs and trying to pay light bill, gas bill, and there is no telling what else our peoples in our neighborhood have to do in order to be able to try to survive and pay these light bill, gas bill, doctor bill, child care, and all these different things, trying to stay above water to keep from drowning. So that is the main reason that I'm here today. And I would pray that you all take heed and pay attention. And I would like to thank Mr. Councilman Wolfson for the time that he took out to come and look at the issue. And I would advise each of you to do the same.
Thank you very much. Would anybody else like to be heard now? All right, seeing none, the Redevelopment Agency meeting is adjourned.